Then I think you bring up one more thing, which is, can you create quote unquote digital employees, digital co-workers, or what have you? And it's all about credentials, right? So today you could literally assign.
Are you working on that as well?
Yeah. So in fact, we introduced something called Agent 365 as a way to give identities. In fact, extending the identities we have for humans today and the endpoint protection we have for their compute devices to agents. So
you might clone me working in the HR department or working in the marketing department and have a virtual version of me inside of Office.
That's correct. So there are two sort of modalities there. One is you give every knowledge worker infinite minds. That's kind of one. And then you create even infinite minds independent of your identity, because the identity is one of the key things you got to get right, even for it to work, right? So
for permissions and decision making.
Permissions, decision making, and like one of the key things is who did what to whom is sort of the most important query in an organization, right? At the end of the day, the organization needs to understand what work got done and what's the provenance of that work and how do you trace it back, right? So therefore you kind of want either, if it's a human with a lot of agents, then it's really macro delegation, micro steering by the human whose identity was passed on. So it's delegation versus a separate identity.
And that was done by a level of management, product management, that you've eliminated, that Alphabet's eliminated, Meta has started to eliminate in their organization. 4 years ago, you had the same number of employees you have at Microsoft now, but you put a $90 billion onto the top line of the revenue in that time, and you doubled your income during that time. So how did that happen? Is that automation of those jobs? Is it you were a little bit overstaffed?